Do I look pissed? I am. I just lost another one. I don't know why. YouTube says it just can't upload it. Did the Mormons buy YouTube? Damn. You're worth it. Here we go again. Let me try to remember. Pull the article up. Here we go again. Child abuse in the Mormon Church. Okay, let's see what this little article says. I've wondered about what happened in Boise. The following article from the New York Times clearly illustrates a recurring problem within the Mormon Church: child abuse. Child abuse is consistently higher in Utah than in the nation as a whole. But the Mormons say, well, those are all the non-members. They'll spin it till your head falls off. It is a blight on Mormonism. Utah social workers have been quoted as being blackly pessimistic about the problem in their state. All of these flies in the face of the projected image of Mormonism as a society which places the family at the highest level of its concern. Well, if you're in a family and you're a male, they are the highest of your concern, highest level of your concern. If you have a vagina, go ask Joseph Smith what he thinks and Brigham Young thinks of Mormon women. I'm just going to make it a little shorter here because I've done it twice. Let's see. Of course, Mormonism or Mormon authorities love children and want the best for them. Oh my God, that makes me almost. The failure of Mormons stems from its hidebound structure. In other words, this is the religion of polygamy, patriarchy, and blood atonement. Such a culture simply doesn't have the ability to wave a wand of psychological babble over the church and make everything okay. Mormon social problems are systemic. One of the worst offenses of the Mormonism is uncovered in the following article. This story repeated over and over again as the good old boys have their way with women and children in the ashes of Brigham Young and Joseph Smith's Mormonism. Okay, let me paraphrase again here. $3 million settlement by an Oregon man against the Mormon church who said he was sexually abused by a church member. The suit said Mormon officials had known well in advance of the abuse that the accused man had also faced child molestation allegations before in the Mormon church. I think he was in Pennsylvania and he molested a child there. Then he moved to Oregon and he was excommunicated, I think in Pennsylvania, and then he was rebaptized in Oregon. And the nice thing about the Mormon church is when you're rebaptized, all your sins are gone. So he had no sins in Oregon. He just picked another boy. Okay, the man that was molesting, he died in 1995, and I did sell him a couple of solar flashlights into outer darkness, where the Mormons say I'm sure he's going to be. In an interview, Von J. Kelch, a Salt Lake City lawyer representing the church, said it strongly believed that the case lacked merit, but we're going to give him $3 million anyway because we think we could win it with no problems. But hell, it's tithing money. The stupid Mormons, they'll pay for this. This is not our sin, it's the tithe payer's sin. And let me tell you, and I said it in the last video, and I hope this video gets up, I've dealt with the Salt Lake City attorneys for the Mormon church, and I'm telling you, money talks and bullshit walks. The Mormons have enough money that they've got the most ruthless, creative, and damaging attorneys. Boy, when they write you a letter, you might as well kiss your ass goodbye. I had an inroad, or can't think of the word. I had a problem with them, and here with the I wasn't going to say here with the HOA, but I remember years ago I was in an HOA situation and I needed a wheelchair, and the HOA wouldn't let me have it. And at a meeting I told them, well, you got to let me have it because I'm qualified under ADA. I've been an expert under ADA for years and years. And the Mormons all stood up in the meeting and go, the government, we don't have to follow the ADA. I just got up quietly and said, yes, you do. I'll see your ass in court. And we never got to court. Their attorneys wrote me, tried to intimidate me, and I told them to go, I can only say the F word, themselves. And then they tried to intimidate me and scare me, and it went on and on for a while, and finally I got them to bow their head and say yes, and I rode around in an electric wheelchair before I had quad bypass. So you can beat them, but damn, you better be clever and you better have some money. So anyway, oh God, let me say, the settlement follows by 2 weeks of disclosure another settlement by the Catholic Church, to $5.2 million. Now, so if the Catholic Church molests you, you get more. If the Mormons, they deduct 10%, so they only pay $3 million. I'm telling you, the percentages are going to be the same. When it all comes out, the Catholic priests were no worse than the scout leaders and the men of the Mormon Church. He started off with a $1.5 billion, so the Mormons go, hell, $3 million. This guy wants to build his own mall. Give him $3 million. He can't build a mall. We build malls, and we molest children. Anyway, we're coming on down to it here. They knew this guy was a child molester. They readmitted him into the church. His sins were all washed away, and then he molested Mr. Scott. And Mr. Scott got $3 million. I don't know how that... I've never been molested, so I don't know if $3 million would compensate me or not. Let's see. Mr. Kelch said he believed there was no church that does more either to protect children or to provide assistance to children who have been abused. Well, maybe after they've been abused, the Mormon Church does a great job. Couldn't we get ahead of it a little bit, guys? Maybe we could stop the abuse a little bit. Well, anyway, I'm not going to go into it in great detail because I'll probably lose this damn tape, and you know, I'll be doing it a third time. So anyway, here's another article, $3 million, this time with the Mormon Church. There's been other $1 million settlements, and they're going to come rolling in now. You watch the scouts who had certain leaders, they're going to come forward, and the Mormon Church doesn't care. They're going to pay it with your tithing. The Mormon Church has no insurance that I know of. They're self-insured, so when a stake center burns to the ground, they just pay it out of cash and rebuild it. And so this liability insurance, I don't think that they have at all. They just pay all their claims out of cash on hand. And boy, when you tangle with the Mormon attorneys, I don't care who you get. You can get Johnny Cochran out of the grave. You'll probably lose to the Mormon attorneys. So between the Danites and the Mormon attorneys, I'm surprised that they paid $3 million, but not really. Thanks.